When working with polygon meshes, one of the key things is to be able to add and remove components very quickly. So we have several methods of doing that, and I'll just go into a few of them. So first of all, removing geometry, we have basically two approaches. Depending on what you're trying to do, you can see them. And I'll first start off with dissolving. Now, what dissolve does is it basically removes the component that you have selected and the adjacent connecting edges, if you have, for example, a point or an edge. So let's just grab this point and I'll demonstrate. Now, just a simple dissolving takes this point and removes it and its adjacent edges. Now, you'll notice that these 2 points here actually remain there. Now, the second method of dissolving is actually what we call dissolve and clean. So a dissolve and clean will take this one, it will dissolve it, and it will look and see, okay, after the dissolve, which points remain with only 2 edges connected to it. So, for example, this would default to the delete key. I hit delete, and it then removes these 2 points as well. Now, in terms of edges, if I have edges selected here, for example, if I perform a just simple dissolve, it removes them, but these edges remain in shape, even though there are now only 2 edges connected to 1 point. Undo that. If I perform a dissolve and clean, you'll see that it then removes all of those points, except for those, of course, which were already only two edges per point previously. So if they previously were connected like these are, so 2 edges for 1 point, they of course won't be removed. Again, I can do the same thing with polygons. Simply select some polygons, and what it will do is it will dissolve all the components inside your selection. So again, simply I can do either a normal dissolve or a dissolve and clean. One thing worth noting is that while the dissolve and clean does default to the delete key in terms of points and edges, it does not on polygons. If you hit a delete on polygons, it actually physically deletes the polygons and adds a boundary edge to where the border was, where you just deleted it. Okay. So the other method of getting rid of components would be the collapse. Now if I just grab here a point and just hit my collapse, there we go. What it does is it simply gets rid of that point but leaves the components that were connected to it and connects it to the nearest available alternative. So like this. Okay, now if that was a point, that's fine. Let's grab maybe like a polygon and collapse this one, and what you'll see what happens is it takes all of the 4 points, collapses onto one, but keeps the edges that were connected to it and just connects them together to 1 point. Similarly, if I just grab an edge here and collapse that, what it does is it just takes the 2 endpoints of the edge, collapses them onto one, but keeping the connectors on it. So it allows you to quickly just take geometry out without losing any of your connecting geometry.